All right, today we're going to shoot a video real quick, an unboxing from Grand Prairie Knives, GPK Knives. In my pocket, I've got my Jeremy Robertson Calavera Cutlery El Patron, the custom, and I don't think that's going to show up, but this is a custom in PD1 tool steel, and you can kind of make it out right there. Great flipping action. This knife here is a knife that I have owned before, a model that I've owned before, and a model that I've done a video on before. So why would I buy the same knife model twice? Well, there's one significant difference. This is the difference in the steel of the knife. So here, instead of this being a regular production run, which my other one wasn't either, it was, there we go. So this is a Para 3, except this one is a Para 3 in Maxamet steel. And that is the big difference between the one I had before, which was Crewwear, and the one I have now, which is Maxamet. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up, but Maxamet is a steel that is very interesting to everyone out there. And this specific steel, in any of the patterns that it comes out in, seems to go fairly quickly. So the latest release of this steel, the latest pattern that this steel was used in, excuse me, was the Para 3. So they came out, I guess, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, something like that. Looks like it might be a little bit off center, but I'm not too concerned about it. Let's see how the action is. Flicks out, almost drops closed. That's, my other one was a little bit smoother. You can see here, as I said, it's Maxamet steel, made in Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. So again, you might say, well, okay, it's a Para 3. Why'd you buy another Para 3? Or, oh, it's a Para 3, I don't like the Para 3. Honestly, I don't really personally prefer the Para 3. For my large hands, this hump is a bit large, so I find that my thumb bends back further than most, but I find that it puts your thumb in a little bit of an awkward position. But that's my opinion. I would have loved to have picked up the Paramilitary 2 version, but I missed out on that. The biggest draw of this is the steel, as I've mentioned several times, and I'm going to read to you exactly what Cliff Stamp had to say. And if you don't know who Cliff Stamp is, if you want to know anything about steel, he's one of the 2 or 3 people out here in the knife conversation, I guess you could put it that way, the knife community, that I would go to if I wanted to know anything about steel. So Cliff Stamp says that Maxamet is an extreme alloy. For comparison, it is to 10V what S90V is to 440J2. Maxamet is used when HSS like M4 fail because they are too soft or wear too fast. Just consider that for a matter of perspective. In the real world testing that I've seen, shout out to a lot of people, but Michael Christie, he's been doing a lot of testing. And Cedric and Ada, I believe that's the name of that channel, shout out to them too. This steel here is going to give you all of the toughness of something like M4. However, this is going to give you the wear resistance of something like Rex 121. And if you're not familiar with Rex 121, we're talking S90V, S110V, like very, very, very high wear resistant steel. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. That's the big draw to this particular steel. And that's why these knives coming out in this steel are just flying off the shelves. You get all of the toughness of a tool steel, but you get all of the edge wear resistance, the cutting resistance of one of the super steels like a S90V, S110V, Rex 121, something of that nature. Now, with that being said, this steel is not stainless. So this will rust, it will corrode, it will patina. But that's just something to make note of. I typically prefer steels that rust, patina, or corrode. So I don't really have too big of an issue with it, but that's really it. Just want to do a quick video on this new knife that I bought. Like I said, it's not quite as loose as my other Para 3, but it'll do. They're flying off the shelves, so I'm just gonna deal with whatever I got. I appreciate you guys watching, and remember, a lazy man carries a dull knife.